Thursday, they get a few days rest. And as for, let's see, Texas and Tampa Bay, they get 2 days
Yeah.
rest.
I mean,
Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, they get like 2-3 days rest.
there's 3 playing games happening in a row. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And one of those teams is going to play twice in 2 days just to make the playoffs. How crazy is that?
That is crazy. No doubt about it.
As far as I'm concerned, this should have been done last week because you know what's going to happen, man. October 1st is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, they usually start at October anyway.
Yeah, I know, but still, this thing's going to go until November. They're not going to be able to get all this crap done before the end of October. Are you kidding me?
Well, the only way that will end if you get a bunch of sweeps, and it would end before November. But
it's going to be ridiculous, man.
It's
how
going to be.
How crazy is that? Playing game tonight, playing game tomorrow night, playing game on Wednesday. Holy freaking Toledo, Batman!
Well, look, as a Reds fan, I do want them to win, beat the Pirates, and look, if that's the only thing that's going to keep me interested. I'm definitely looking forward to see what the Dodgers can do. You know, they had a crazy season, and that Yasier Puig came along, and he's been something else. Turn that team around. Speaking of postseason or playoffs, if you will, NBA has announced as for I think starting next year's NBA Finals, the format will be 2-2-1-1-1.
Where?
For the NBA Finals.
2-2-1-1-1. What? They're switching back?
Yeah, they're switching into 2-2-1-1-1.
Really?
Yeah, no more 2-3-2.
I like it. It's about time. Well, they must be listening to the show.
So that's some news to hear. I guess that's one of David Stern's last decisions, as he will be resigning come January of next year. But that's the only notable story there. Let's see. It was a rough day for Jay Cutler yesterday. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and Reggie Bush unleashed yesterday. I thought he wasn't going to play at all, and he does. And maybe late in his career, he's starting to run in between the tackles. That's what I'm noticing about Reggie, is that he's usually like just a speedy back, don't want to get hit too much in his early years with New Orleans and even in college and USC. But he's running between the tackles, and that's the missing piece for Detroit on the offensive side. You got Stafford, you got the receivers, you got Megatron.
They played really well against the Bears too, man.
Yeah, I mean, now the Bears had some scores late, but it was too little, too late, and both teams are now 3-1 in the same division. Packers had the bye week, and so did the Panthers. They had the bye week as well. But I'm not sold too much on Jay Cutler. Everybody wants to say he's entering the last year of his contract. If he really wants to show that he could be this quarterback for this team long term, you gotta win these divisional games. And they fell deep into a hole early, and they had to play catch up. And they end up scoring the most points in the fourth quarter. It was actually the second quarter that Detroit pretty much pulled away with this game, 27-10 in the second quarter. Chicago, on the other hand, the fourth quarter, they led that quarter 16-3. But Reggie Bush was balling yesterday. He was balling.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think? I know so. Yeah, he wasn't looking too good, was he?
Yeah, Jay Cutler, I mean, he got some work to do.
Yeah, he felt like he looked like the Jay Cutler of old, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And what was interesting after the Steelers and Vikings game, Ben Roethlisberger said that the Steelers are the worst team of the NFL. I guess he must not be paying attention to Jacksonville. But they're on 4. Jaguars are 0-4. Giants are 0-4. And you brought up that stat earlier as far as 0-4 teams' chances of going to the playoffs. Not that good, but I want the Steelers to win for Mike Tomlin's for his sake because he just looked depressed, man. Like they playing hard and they still lose. I don't know how much losing Mike Tomlin can take, especially Steeler Nation. This is something that they are not used to. This is their first 0-4 start since the 1960s. This team doesn't lose this much often, especially in the early going of the season. But the only good thing about the Steelers was the running back. He had 2 touchdowns. Maybe and you can't just be the hero. You got to stop relying on your running back, man. This Bell dude, he can put the pressure off of you. That's why you got that running back behind you. Start giving him the ball a little bit more. You don't have to be relying too much. And Todd Haley, he needs to go. The offensive coordinator, just fire him right now.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Tomlin, just fire the dude. He and Big Ben are not on the same page, and that is a problem.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, something has to change because Tomlin's not going anywhere. Haley, I believe, should be the first in line to have his job security should be in question. I want to get into this. You talked baseball a little bit earlier,
right?
And that was, and I've mentioned a no hitter on the Florida Marlins game.
Yeah, well, that was how many pitchers? 2?
It was 2. It was the Marlins went on to win that game, and usually the no hitter ends with the last out for the team, but that was in the 9th inning when they ended up with the shutout, right? So Miami is on bat. They have a chance to win the game. And there was a wild pitch. And that led to Miami with the game-winning one. There was a one in third base when that happened. And that's how he gets the no-hitter. Henderson Alvarez is his name from the Miami Marlins. He doesn't get the no-hitter because he get the last out. He gets the no-hitter because the pitcher from the other team throws a wild pitch. That's the craziest way to get a no-hitter I ever heard.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. What the hell is all that all about? I don't know how they give it a no-hitter.
Well, he did. He did it. He didn't get a hit. No, none of the players can get a hit out of him. So he did his part, 9 innings, 27 outs on his end. And it was a scoreless game. The other team, they have runners on base, and that no-hitter ended on that team's end. And there was a one on third. And there was a wild pitch, and that's how the game ended. Scored the game-winning one off the wild pitch. So he is credited with the no-hitter. He's just not He's not the one that gets the last out, though. But, hey, hell, I don't care. No hitter. Team's not going to the postseason. At least the Marlins can end their season on a good note with a odd-looking no-hitter. So tonight's game, Saints versus the Dolphins. A couple of stats here. Drew Brees and the Saints have won their last 8 Monday night games. They entered tonight at home, going up against the Dolphins. Surprise team, one of the surprises of the season. Now, the only way Dolphins are going to win, you got to get the pressure on Drew Brees because he does tend to turn the ball over every now and then. He does. Now, Cameron Wake, one of the best defensive players, he may not be playing tonight due to injury. So that may be a concern for the Dolphins defense. I feel like all the Saints players have stepped up. The surprise is obviously the defense Wob Wine turning that team into a top 5 defense at the moment. I mean, that's an improvement considering they gave up the most yards of a single season to any team in history. So that's a huge improvement itself. Now, Dolphins, they don't have big name receivers except for Mike Wallace, but you got some other receivers that can step up. Lamar Miller, keep an eye on him tonight's game. The running back, he could be a threat on the offensive end. And I'm looking forward to this game tonight, obviously. It starts at 8:30. We'll be on ESPN tonight. And there are, let's see, how many unbeaten teams do we have left? Chicago is the only undefeated team that lost yesterday.
Right.
So
we still have, what, 3 more?
We got Seahawks are the only, well, let's see, Seahawks and the Saints are the only teams on the NFC are undefeated. On the AFC, you got the Broncos and you have the Patriots.
And the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs. So 2 teams. So we got 5 unbeatens left, but after tonight, it will be dropped to 4.
Right. So you got New England, who's still undefeated, right?
Yep.
Denver, Kansas City.
Kansas City.
And who else?
Oh, and Miami. Miami. So that's 4 teams on the AFC side. 2.
Yeah, well, Miami's going to lose tonight. So
yeah, I'm picking the Saints, obviously. I think we went through all the football that we need to go through.
Yeah. So, are you're watching tomorrow night's baseball game, right?
Yeah, I will be watching Reds versus Pirates.
Yeah, and I can almost guarantee you tomorrow's going to be very. I bet you Wes eats all his nails by the end of tomorrow. Because I'm hoping that those freaking Pirates don't win tomorrow. And I'm going to watch the baseball game tonight. I don't think I'm going to watch the football game. I think I'm going to watch the baseball game because it is the end of the season. You know, this is when I start watching baseball. It's towards this time of the year because I don't want to.
I mean, 162 games. If anyone watched 162 games of their favorite team, they must not have a life.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that's what drives me nuts about baseball. It's the length of amount of games. Like, drop it to 150. Drop it to 145. I mean, do we really need that many games to determine who's going to the playoffs and who doesn't?
No.
That's more games than NHL and NBA combined as far as regular season games. That's just too much, man. But yeah, I will be watching Reds versus Pirates tomorrow. And
now that the baseball season's over, get ready for the Alex Rodriguez debacle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now that the Yankees season is over, AY will now go through the whole appeal
It's gonna be a
process.
Lot of fun
now. And let's see, that's 210 game suspension that is pending. So if it rules against AY, then he won't. Let's see, 2014's next year. That means he won't be playing until 2015.
Well, at 211 games is a bit much. And from the headline I'm seeing, the grievance to overturn Alex Rodriguez's 211-game suspension began Monday before arbitrator Frederick Horowitz. So there you go. It's starting already.
Because of his reputation, and he already admitted that he used steroids, it's not good. He's entering this. It would be a miracle if A-Rod was to win this appeal. Because of his reputation, he better have the best lawyers he can get because in the Yankees, they got a lot of decisions to make. Now, Pettit is retiring. Rivera's retired. Derek Jeter, he's likely going to be playing next year. And Robinson Cano, big free agent. He says reportedly he wants $300 million.
Yeah, lots of
for
luck
10
with that,
years.
Dude. Yeah, lots of luck with that, dude.
He's 31 years old. Okay, look, they already gave like 170, maybe 200 million to A-Rod. They're not falling. They're not. Yankees may overpay